Alright, and welcome back to another edition of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and No Man's Sky. What would you do if you were already capped out at 4.2 billion units? You would live a lavish luxury lifestyle just as you see here by No Man's Sky Masters. You can see here in his 48,000 room, 1,600,059 million square foot funhouse that he has built himself. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do this whole thing throughout this video, but I thought it was a funny intro there. Yeah, this is the funhouse, and it's an older build, and I like it. It's one of my favorites here. This is where I really first started getting into manipulating Blender very well in multiple layers. So this was a lot of back and forth. A lot of people have a misconception of Blender, and we just hit a button. So this was taking a lot of the previous ideas that I had came up with and maybe kind of started blending them together. And in the middle of this process, I found out how to, you know, kind of do multiple layers. So, gosh, looking back at this, my style has changed so much in the last, this has got to be over, you know, it's maybe 2 years old here. So this definitely could be something that I could go back in on and redo, because I've redone the maze that is underneath this thing to a higher standard, and definitely I kind of made it a little easier. This is super cool right here. Like if you're very familiar with the fair, this topside scene is supposed to kind of mimic this whole fair thing, and this is going to be my version, No Man's Sky space version with low gravity of the Gravitron. So as you can see in here, I got some really cool little designs. That was part of the engine out of the Enterprise there. It's kind of the same little design. I recycle and reuse a lot of parts here, but I think this was I think this is super cool. Just small little stuff. I usually don't go into super details like that, but when I get a hankering for an idea, especially like on the Gravitron, something that takes me back, that was kind of important for me there too. Make that look good. I think he even put a little golden Gek over there too. I think he's riding on there. But this is one of the bases that's probably still up in the original hub. I obviously delete a lot of my bases. I can't have 400 bases up at the same time, but this one's kind of always stayed up because I think, you know, the funhouse is just kind of cool. You know, you go to all these other builds and they got a room and everything else, and you're like, oh cool, a room. I'm sitting in a room looking at a room, and you know, I'm not clowning on anybody's you know, builds like that, but it's a lot more interesting, I feel like, and definitely different if you come over and see something like this. So that's the way we came up right there. And then there's me and Zootek right there, because he helped me build this. I'll explain that in a minute. Check out that nip bud tree. I'm gonna have to go back and maybe pull that out, because I haven't made one quite like that. That looks super cool. That might be my next Christmas tree. And then of course we need to pay to get in, and that's your ATM and admission there. Now I laid the foundational work in this here, but UTech came over and did he's my fabulous interior decorator. He's just absolutely wonderful. Look at all this stuff he did, and he came in here and did this by hand too. So it's a lot of you know, the wire glitch technique. He was in here doing it by hand while I was messing around with other things, because this is a lot of back and forth. So this is not just done in Blender. You got to do some in Blender, you got to come in here, do some decoration, you got to go back out. We shared a file. It was a little bit of back and forth. I know it looks like a jumbled up, kind of like a thrift store of built parts, and it really is. And I wouldn't even take offense to that. If you said like this was like this reminds you of Goodwill, I would be like, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, so that's fine, you know. And he did a wonderful job, you know, trying to keep people flowing in the right direction. There was some open spots, so we closed them up to try to maximize space. So you would have to go through it in a back and forth way and get the most visual experience from the user that walks through it. And we execute that pretty well here with a scattered all over the place Goodwill thrift store style. It's just so neat. It's nice to walk through here and see everything. And I do it really slowly here. I usually don't go this slow through my videos nowadays, but I'm actually appreciating kind of like looking at the art. I don't think the viewers like a slow walkthrough like this, but I appreciate it. I don't know if you do or not. Let me know in the comments if you've even gotten this far in the video. So, you know, because it's definitely pretty neat. You know, do you like a quicker walkthrough? Do you want a pan shots? Do you want to get intimate like this, like you're actually walking through, like for the first time? You know, and it might be like I think I've done that too. Like I've had I think this is me because I'm looking at key points, but I've definitely had my wife do the maze and record her because we've redone the maze. And again, UTech with his stuff, you know, he's got this shrine over here. What is that little thing? I have no idea. Someone tell me what that thing is. Is that like something? Obviously, UTech really likes that, and he put a shrine there. I do like it. These little pill bugs are just a great, simple idea. And they're so sloppily done over there, too. Like, some of my work, I look back at it now and I go, geez, man, can you just spend like 5 minutes, just a little bit extra time? But I don't really have it, you know. I do all this stuff in very little amount of time, and that's why I like Blender, and I like being able to manipulate things and having more options, because with a little bit of time, you know, heck, a lot of times, you know, if you're you work full-time and you come to sit down at a game, you can't even sit down at a game anymore. Oh, we're gonna sit down and play a cool game. You ready to play some No Man's Sky? Oh, hold up a second. I got a 27 gig update. Never mind. Ain't gonna happen today. Oh, I gotta resave my save and then join you. You guys know how it is. It's just, the game is not easy anymore. A lot of cool stuff with the plants. I try to keep it organic and a little bit, you know, definitely showcasing some of the cooler plants. And we've gotten a lot more parts since this. Like I said, this is a 2-year-old build, so, and I don't think I've come in here and really added anything. Always, when I turn my microphone on, the neighbors have to go out there and let's blow the 4 blades of grass off my driveway there. Cool, let her do her thing. Yeah, I like how it's so jumbled. It almost gives you this feel here, like the place is being turned and flipped upside down, and that was the vibe I wanted to go for, especially at this end here. I wanted it to look like the place was in still life of like a wreck, or just being spun around, or there was no gravity, kind of a feel. Kind of make your stomach kind of feel weird and drop. And I kind of feel that here. I get that vibe still. I think I could do a lot better now. 2 years has been a lot. But I look back at this, and I think this was a pinnacle point in my building career. For sure. And I miss UTech. Man, UTech, man. Well, I'm going to put a link to his channel down there. He's got some really cool content. Makes some music, does some other gaming stuff, and I know he has some software demonstrations that he does for some things. So, you know, it might not be your thing, but you never know. You know what your new hobby is by watching something, you know, some new. I mean, obviously people that are watching things like this are interested in art, video, audio. Even if you don't think that you are, you may find yourself in the middle of doing a new hobby like that. Just like me, I like to mix my hobbies together. So if you look on my channel, I've got a lot of music stuff, and I usually do music to my videos, but this time I just wanted to do a talk through it because I really like this build a lot. And why not do a talk over? You guys are tired of hearing my the same beats off that one album. I'm working on some new stuff, so, and I thought this deserved a little bit of commentary. This is a super cool little piece. I probably should go back and visit that little piece and do something with it. I love animated parts. Anything that has some movement to it. You just can't get away with a lot of it in the game. But even since this build, I can tell that there is definitely some visual enhancements and some improvements. I could go back and do this video again and it would look a lot better. Just remember, this thing is old. So, in here, this is where I saved it all messed up. So, you know, I've always gone back and fixed it. I probably saved it at the end of this video, but you walk down here and this is where the entrance to the little maze is. You know, exit through the gift shop, but you got to go to the maze first. And man, I tell you what, I took this maze and gosh, it was so hard in the beginning. Like, everybody hated it, and I've done this maze several different times now, but I love being able to walk on these glass underwater pieces that are upside down, and you have this full immersion of the planet and just dangling over like this little hamster. So that is super cool in itself. Also, the maze is kind of it was designed to kind of for you to be fooled by it. So you come up to it, and especially on the other one where I've done the maze, I let you look at it from the outside, and you're like, okay, I got this. This guy, I can just follow it from the top. I can you know, draw it out. But you get in here and you start running into these invisible walls, because I've taken these corridors and I've doubled one up and I just turned 190 degrees. So you'll walking down and you're just gonna go boonk. You're gonna run right into this little invisible bubble. I obviously have done this thing plenty of times, so I can walk through this thing. And on the new maze, where I've made it pretty hard, I just kind of copy and flip and invert the same maze over and over. So you're doing it backwards, forwards, upside down, and in a different way, and inverted. So good luck with trying to figure out the key to that, you know. I'll be doing a video on that. I'll actually do a walkthrough on that one personally and commentary over it. So with that being said, I think we're probably getting here towards the end, and you know, it's a good build. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll go back and revisit it again and do a higher quality video. But we'll be stepping out here in a minute, and I'll do my fly out shot, and you guys can do the fade out. But while you're doing that and enjoying this and everything that we've just been through, hit that like and subscribe, man. We got such a common ground. It's No Man's Sky, plus I'm funny, and I do some music and some chill stuff. I think we can get along. Hit that like and subscribe and find out. Hit the little bell if you want. Bye.
Fucking No Man's Sky, play around. Motherfucker, if you don't know, go check it out. Ma, quit leaving me alone. I'm trying to make a song, Mom. Stop it. Get out of here.
A history of the universe. The No Man's Sky universe is a simulated universe run by the Atlas. According to in-game lore, many vastly different iterations of the universe existed, with very different histories and races. As the Atlas I became more and more corrupted, the universes became more and more similar to each other. A pattern began to emerge, with the same three dominant races living in the universe, and an identical history of war and conflict. Every player character exists in an instance of such a universe. This is a summary of the backstory of these universes that the players evolve in. Since the birth of this universe, there have been thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of unique entities. Over many millennia of advancements and wars, three entities reached the pinnacle of evolution before falling into a dark time, and they are as follows. Gek Dominion, known as Gek First Spawns. They are very impulsive and aggressive and have earned an infamous bloodthirsty reputation due to the fact that they will also murder their own kind if they are deemed too weak. Their numbers are highest at the center of the universe, and they eschew engagement with other entities. Korvax Convergence. Known as Korvax, they are the most intellectual of the known mechanical life forms. It is said that they mainly reside in a distant secluded system but have also wandered planet to planet between the outer edge to the edge of the universe studying fauna and vegetation. As robots, they constantly look for ways to advance themselves while peacefully engaging other entities. Their belief system was unknown until the arrival of the Aarons, which they then began to worship as gods. Through technological advancement, they wield an impressive power never meant to be used against any other entities in the universe. Viking Alliance. They are the nomads of the universe. Widely scattered, they can be found on almost every planet. Hurt the Great, and a few who have had the honor of fighting with Hurt are the leaders of the Alliance. The Viking worship their war heroes. They originated in the Outer Edge and are known for their violent disposition, seeming to be in perpetual conflict with other entities. They do not eliminate every entity they encounter, rather they accept the strong-willed and exile the weak into the vast universe to wither. Millennia before the mysterious travelers came across the No Man's Sky universe, the Gek decided to dominate the universe, as it was their birthright to be masters of everything that lives. As they devoured every entity they encountered while advancing out from the center of the universe with pride, an unknown entity entered the galaxy from the outer edge. My name is Sky Masters. Hit that like and subscribe button for more. The lore of the Aarons will be next.
Are you ready to see Frontier City? So am I. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Alright, No Man's Sky Masters, it's your favorite tip and nutrient processor chef in the galaxy, Little Peter, and today I'm back with another good recipe that's sure to knock 'em dead. Today you're going to need some withering rolling batter and some cactus nectar. And what you're gonna get is some fluffy throat rippers guaranteed to shut 'em up at the parties. I tell you what, folks, they'll just gobble 'em down. That's a little tip from Little Peter.
Hello everyone, I'm Sky Masters, and today we have a very serious issue on sandworm poaching. My little friend here will fill you in on the rest.
Sandworm decline is on the rise. Poaching is the #1 cause for the sandworm decline. You can help by sponsoring a sandworm for 75 units a day. That's less than what it costs for you to recycle your oxygen. So please, help by liking and subscribing and donating to 75 cents a day. Thank you, guys.
Hi, my name is Little Jimmy, and my fins have grown all big and strong because someone sponsored me, just like you, for just 75 cents a day. Thank you.
We was proper naughty last night down the old rubber-dub-dub.
Pirates took off with your nip-nip? Capital ship hit and run?